This is our home, Earth, a planet filled with life, beauty, and diversity.
Water, the simplest element, yet the one that connects us all. It nurtures our crops, fills our rivers, and sustains every living being. But sometimes it reminds us of its sparkle. In Malaysia, floods return year after year, washing away not just homes, but memories. Homes disappear beneath the surface. Families flee with only what they can carry. And the streets that once connected us become rivers of fear. But this is not just water. It is a message, a reminder of what happens when nature's voice is ignored, when rivers choke on our ways, when drains can no longer breathe. Each piece of trash we leave behind, each careless act gathers quietly until rain turns it into chaos. Water that should have flowed freely becomes dry, angry, and destructive. Our water, our responsibility. Change begins where awareness grows. When we learn to care, not only when disaster strikes, but before it begins. One simple act can help us protect what protects us.
Hi everyone, I'm Isahani and today I'm going to talk about an issue that may seem simple but actually has a powerful effect on us, and that is floods are one of the most common natural disasters in Malaysia. Every year, families from different states and different races such as Malays, Chinese, Indians, and many others face the same problem, and that is rising waters or floods that destroy homes and disrupting our lives. But floods are not just a natural event, they are also a result of how we treat our environment. When drains are blocked, when rivers are filled with rubbish, and when forests are cut down, nature can no longer protect us. And that is why this issue matters to everyone, because water knows no race, no religion, and no border. It connects us all. Floods are often seen as an environmental issue, but actually they are deeply connected to social issues too. When people throw waste into rivers or build houses or buildings on flood-prone land, they are not only harming nature, they are also affecting the lives of others. Flood can lead to many dangerous incidents such as traffic jams, power cuts, and school closures. They can disrupt the economy of the country and also make it harder for communities to recover. In Malaysia's multicultural society, everyone, regardless of background, experiences the same hardship when floods strike. This shows how important it is for us everyone to work together as one community to protect the environment that we share. For example, in the 2021 floods in Selangor and Pahang, thousands of people had to leave their homes. Malays, Chinese, and Indians all helped one another, showing that disaster unites us more than it divides us. However, reports showed that the floods were made worse by blocked drains, poor waste management, and unplanned development. In urban areas, plastic and garbage thrown into drains cause severe water blockage. On the other hand, in rural areas, deforestation increased surface runoff. These examples show that floods are not only caused by heavy rain, but also by human carelessness and a lack of environmental awareness. The effects of floods go far beyond just damage to property. They destroy crops, pollute rivers, and harm wildlife. For humans, floods bring financial loss, emotional trauma, and even health risks from contaminated water. Many low-income families, regardless of race, are the most affected because they often live in low-lying or high-risk areas. To prevent floods, we must all play a role. First, stop throwing rubbish into rivers and drains. Second, join community clean-up programs where people of all backgrounds can work together to clean and protect the environment. Third, the government and the local council should improve waste management and maintain drainage systems regularly. Fourth, schools should organize awareness programs that teach students about environmental care and responsibility while still respecting cultural values and diversity. Floods may be a part of nature, but how we prepare and respond to them reflects who we are as a society. In a multicultural country like Malaysia, caring for the environment also means caring for each other. When we unite to protect our rivers, forests, and drains, we protect the homes and hopes of every Malaysian. Water does not see race or religion, it only reflects our actions. So let's remember, our water, our responsibility. Together, we can create a cleaner, safer, and more united Malaysia.
Every year, floods bring destruction, loss, and fear. But there's something else less visible beneath the rising water. Miscommunication. When flood alerts are sent out, they often come in one language, one format. But in a multicultural nation, not everyone reads or hears words the same way. For some, the words are unclear. For others, the meaning is lost in translation. Elderly citizens may struggle with digital messages. Those with dyslexia find long text overwhelming. Children with autism might freeze at the sudden alarm, unsure what it means. A single unclear message can cause panic or silence. One post says, "Evacuate now." Another claims it's under control. People panic, unsure who to believe. Some families leave too early, others too late. Miscommunication doesn't only come from words, it comes from noise. In a time when clarity saves lives, confusion spreads faster than truth. In a multicultural community, language is more than words, it's identity. During crisis, however, it becomes a barrier. Misunderstanding between neighbors can lead to something bigger. Some assume others are exaggerating, some don't trust outsiders' information, and for neurodiverse individuals, sensory overload with loud sounds and flashing lights makes it nearly impossible to process what is happening. They need calm instructions, visual aids, and patience. But in chaos, those needs are often forgotten. Even among rescue teams, communication gaps can slow response. Instructions in one language might not reach volunteers who speak another. Misheard locations, misheard signals. They all waste our precious minutes. In one moment, a boat heads to the wrong address. In another, supplies are dropped in the wrong area. It's not about who's to blame. It's about how vital and clear inclusive communication truly is when lives are on the line. Across the country, new ideas are emerging. Messages are now written in simpler language with visuals and voice recordings. On the other hand, apps translate warnings into multiple languages. And also, volunteers are trained to communicate calmly with autistic and dyslexic individuals. The goal is simple. It is to make information accessible for everyone, regardless of background or ability.
Hi everyone, I'm Isahani, and today I'm going to talk about an issue that may seem simple but actually has powerful effects on us, and that is miscommunication. And I'll be focusing on how miscommunication becomes a serious problem during flood disasters, especially in multicultural societies like Malaysia, where people come from different backgrounds, speak different languages, and have different communication abilities. Now, we all know that floods are a recurring issue in our country and in many parts of the world. Every year, thousands of people are affected, with their homes are destroyed, lives are lost, and communities struggle to recover. But what we often overlook is that many of these problems are not just caused by the rain or the water itself. They are caused by how we communicate or fail to communicate before, during, and after the flood. So today, let's explore this communication issue deeply. We will talk about what miscommunication is, how it happens during floods, how it affects people in multicultural contexts, and most importantly, what can we do to make our communication systems more inclusive and effective.
What is miscommunication? Miscommunication happens when a message is not understood as it was intended. It's not only about wrong words, it's about different interpretations, language barriers, unclear instructions, or lack of empathy in how information is shared. In daily life, a small miscommunication might cause an argument or misunderstanding, but in a flood situation, miscommunication can cause panic, confusion, and even loss of life. Now, I'll be presenting about the role of communication during floods. During floods, effective communication is absolutely crucial. Authorities need to warn the public, rescue teams need to coordinate, and citizens need to know what to do, where to go, and how to stay safe. Now, I'll be presenting about the role of communication during floods. During floods, effective communication is absolutely crucial. Authorities need to warn the public, rescue teams need to coordinate, and citizens need to know what to do, where to go, and how to stay safe. However, if communication breaks down, even slightly, chaos can follow. Like imagine a situation where flood warnings are announced only in one language, or where messages use complex vocabulary that ordinary people, elderly citizens, or foreigners cannot understand. In that moment, the very people who need help the most may be left confused and lost. For instance, during Malaysia's 2021 floods, many residents in rural or low-income areas said they didn't receive clear instructions on evacuation routes. Some messages were sent online, but not everyone had access to the internet or smartphones. So while the information existed, the communication environment wasn't inclusive. And that's where the problem begins. Miscommunication in multicultural contexts. Now, in multicultural societies, the communication landscape becomes even more complex. Let's take Malaysia as an example. We have people speaking Malay, English, Mandarin, Tamil, and many dialects. During crisis, every second counts. But imagine how confusing it can be if the flood alerts are not translated quickly or accurately. An emergency broadcast says move to higher ground. Some people may understand it as go upstairs, while others may think it means relocate to another area entirely. That tiny difference in interpretation can decide whether someone stays safe or stays trapped. Miscommunication doesn't only happen because of language, it can also happen because of culture. In some cultures, people tend to avoid direct disagreement with authorities. So, even if they don't understand instructions, they might pretend to understand out of politeness. As a result, they don't ask for clarification, and later they end up in danger. Vulnerable groups and communication barriers. Now, let's talk about something we often overlook: people with communication-related conditions such as those with autism, dyslexia, or hearing impairment. These individuals face unique challenges during emergencies. For example, a person with autism might have difficulty processing sudden changes or loud noises, making it harder for them to follow spoken instructions during panic. For a person with dyslexia, they may struggle to read text-based alerts quickly. Someone with hearing difficulties may not hear sirens or announcements. If emergency communication does not take these needs into account, for example, by providing visual cues, simple instructions, or multisensory warnings, these individuals are left behind. It's not just a communication issue, it's a social issue and a human rights issue. In multicultural contexts,
this becomes even more complicated because people with such conditions may already be misunderstood or stigmatized in their communities. Families might hesitate to disclose these challenges, and that silence leads to greater risk when disasters strike. Real examples of miscommunication during floods. Let's look at some real-world situations that highlight this issue. During the 2022 floods in Selangor, many residents reported confusion over conflicting information on social media. Different sources, local councils, the police, and even news pages give slightly different updates about water levels and road closures. People didn't know which to trust. That's another form of miscommunication. Information overload without coordination. In Thailand and Indonesia, there have been cases where flood warnings were issued only in the national language, leaving minority ethnic groups, especially those in rural areas, unaware of impending danger. The social dimension, how miscommunication deepens inequality. When we look closely, we see that miscommunication is not just a technical problem, it's deeply social. It exposes the gaps between groups, those who are informed and those who are not, those who speak the right language and those who don't, those who are neurotypical and those who process information differently. During floods, these inequalities become visible. For example, poorer communities may rely on word-of-mouth information instead of online alerts. For minority groups, they may feel excluded from government communication channels. And then, neurodiverse individuals may need more time or different formats to process instructions. If we don't recognize these differences, our communication becomes biased because it unintentionally favoring one group while neglecting others. So, in that sense, miscommunication is both an environmental and social issue. It shapes who survives, who gets help, and who gets forgotten. Psychological and emotional impacts. Another layer to consider is the emotional impact of miscommunication. When people don't receive accurate information during a disaster, they feel anxious, helpless, and mistrustful. They might stop believing in official sources and instead rely on rumors, which can lead to even more confusion. For people with autism or anxiety disorders, this chaotic communication environment can be overwhelming. They may shut down, panic, or avoid communication altogether, which puts them in even more danger. That's why clarity, simplicity, and empathy are so important in communication, especially in emergencies. In multicultural societies, this problem multiplies because messages are translated, paraphrased, and reshared in many languages, often cause losing accuracy each time. This digital miscommunication can cause real-world harm. And again, people with reading difficulties like dyslexia might find it hard to verify text-heavy updates, while those with sensory sensitivities might struggle with overwhelming visuals or videos. Reflection: what miscommunication teaches us. At this point, we can see that miscommunication during floods is not just about mistakes. It's a reflection of how society communicates as a whole. If we ignore linguistic, cultural, and cognitive diversity, our systems will always leave someone behind. But if we learn to communicate inclusively, to listen, to simplify, to empathize, we can protect more people, not just from floods, but from isolation and misunderstanding. In other words, improving communication is not only about sending messages, it's about creating connection. Conclusion. To conclude, miscommunication may sound like a small issue, but in reality, it's one of the biggest challenges during disasters like floods. It affects how quickly people respond, how safely they evacuate,
and how fairly help is distributed. In multicultural contexts, miscommunication is influenced by language, culture, social inequality, and communication disabilities. And by recognizing this, we can transform our communication systems into tools of unity and safety. So next time we think about flood preparedness, let's not just focus on infrastructure. Let's also focus on communication infrastructure, like the words we use, the languages we choose, and the accessibility we provide, and lastly, the empathy we show. Because in times of crisis, a message that is clearly understood can be as powerful as a lifeboat. It can save lives. Thank you. That's all from me.